How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Trades and Gains. I'm your host, Max Pitts, and today on Wall Street, the market went up, even though the world is on fire. Trump wants rate cuts and tariffs because obviously, when in doubt, do both. Meanwhile, Boeing's falling apart from the sky like they normally do. Oracle's flying to the moon, and the options tape is screaming bloody murder. This is your midweek breakdown that we're talking about macro madness, massive block trades, and a $326 million dark pool bomb. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So Trump just asked for a jumbo 1-point rate cut while also threatening new tariffs on trade partners. The man wants cheap debt and economic leverage. It's like asking for dessert before dinner and slapping the waiter. But inflation, it's chilling. PPI cooler than the forecast, dollar index down to a 3-year low, and CPI is also soft. The translation of all this, however, markets are eyeing rate cuts in September unless Trump pulls a full-blown trade war out of his hat first. Let's dive into what actually happened today. And spoiler, it's one of those green on the screen but weird under the hood kind of days, so don't take everything for what it is. The S&P 500 was up 0.38%, the highest close since February. The bulls are grinning, but don't get it twisted. This rally is riding vibes, not fundamentals. The NASDAQ was up 0.2%, saved by a 13% face-melting earnings pop from Oracle, the grandpa of tech, which just reminded everyone it's not dead yet. And the Dow Jones even got in on the fun with a 0.24%, but it got dragged down by Boeing, which took a nosedive crash involving a Dreamliner in India. They're down 4.8% today. Not just a headline risk, but also a PR nightmare right now. That clipped the Dow's wings 100%. Now, our Oracle earnings is the tech MVP of the day, by the way. Oracle showed up like your quiet uncle who owns 200 rental properties and never told anyone. Crushed earnings, guided higher, and the stock launched up 13%. If you're wondering how the NASDAQ stayed green despite the AI hype fatigue, it's this. We also saw the IPO market starting to thaw out, kind of. Chime saw a 37% pop on its debut. CureVac exploded 39% after BioNTech announced a takeover. And GameStop down 22% after dropping a $1.7 billion convertible bond bomb. So yes, the IPO market has a pulse, but let's be real. It's picking winners and leaving the meme crew behind to die in the woods. Now, we also had Apple's AI play, which was a little bit of a sneaky move, because at face value, it doesn't really seem like much compared to what Google and Microsoft are doing, but this is definitely a slow burn type of situation. There were no flashy product events, no robot co-hosts, and no chat GPT clone. Just system-wide AI baked quietly into iOS with a heavy emphasis on privacy and performance. Analysts are calling it the slow burn strategy. Translation here, Apple's not chasing headlines. It's building trust. Will it win some trust in the short term? Maybe not. Long term, all this was happening. The dollar hit a 3-year low. Inflation data came in soft. Traders are now pricing in a September rate cut. Meanwhile, Trump's screaming for a full point cut and threatening tariffs like it's 2018. So, moving on to our next section where we talk a little bit about our options flow, but from our preferred options partner and where I'm the lead stacks analyst, Investor Central Club. So let's go ahead and dive right into some of our big money prints from today. So first things up, we got SPY. Led the flow today with 35.6 million. 27 million of that was sitting in puts. And it also had a $301 million dark pool print at the $600 to an $11 level or 11 cent level. Somebody's hedging heavy or someone's spooked or both. We also saw BAC, 10,500 contracts for June 2027 puts. Like, that's crazy. for the $30 strike. 1.69 million in premiums, straight up bearish. Recession fears, sector rotation, something's cooking in the banks though. We also saw QQQ in the flow make an appearance. We saw 10K 525 puts for June expiration. $4.7 million block, and call/put volume is exploding. Balanced but aggressive. This is where volatility is living. And then we also had some dark pool nukes. We saw MSTR with 326 million at the 384.13 level. And then we also saw UNH at the $190 million bomb dropped at the 317.34 level. Healthcare and crypto proxies, massive but quiet. Is this the accumulation or someone running for the exit? No confirmation, but these aren't retail trades by any means. Now, talking about some of our golden sweeps of the day, we saw Apple with a $9.86 million block for the June 2027 $200 calls. That's a fund manager's positioning play, not a degenerate gamble, long-term tech conviction. NVDA, we saw $9.52 million for the December 2026 180 calls, post-split premium in size, no slowdown in AI flows, and that's for sure. And Tesla, we saw a $3.89 million block in $300 puts. Somebody's not buying the bounce. Tesla's charts looking ready to break again. In Meta, we saw a $2.28 million block on the September 2025 950 calls. YOLO Energy, either a genius AI play or a $2 million paper burn. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. By the way, if you want this flow daily and for yourself, use that code 130 to get 70% off your first month. We're still running that. Make sure to use it because I don't know when it's ending, but it's probably soon, and you'll never see prices this low again. But what does all this mean exactly? Markets are holding up on rate cut hope. Macros being gaslit by tariff chaos. Options flow shows defensive posturing. Think SPY, BAC, QQQ puts. But tech is still seeing conviction. We are seeing Apple, NVIDIA, and Microsoft calls. In other words, smart money's not full risk off, but they're bringing umbrellas just in case the storm hits early. This has been your market breakdown from Trades and Gains. Macro chaos, whale size flow, and your daily dose of sarcasm. Drop your favorite ticker in the comments. And want this flow daily? Again, hit that description. Just told you. Like, sub, and punch that bell so you never miss a tape read again or breaking market news. And remember, the flow never lies. Have a great day.